freak out. I was like, this did not just fucking, my shit did not just get fucked up. All right. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. It's all good. Doing it live.
Doing it live.
Doing it live.
That's right, baby. We're here live with Mr. 3000. Hello, Mr. 3000. Are you there?
I'm here.
We've had
formerly known as Mr. 3000, by the way.
formerly known as Mr. 3000. Have you changed your name again within the past 37 minutes? What are you known as now?
Right now, I'm Mr. 3001 because 3000 was so last year.
Mr. 3001. We had no idea. This is groundbreaking. What will he do next?
Oh my god. I've been playing like, I'm gonna talk about it on the show, but I kind of reopened my Diablo addiction. I'm kind of pissed at myself.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'll talk about it more on the show, but Diablo is like the kind of game that like I love and hate at the same time. Like I love it because it is like a really fun, addicting experience, but I hate that like when I play it, it takes all my fucking time. Like I don't play anything but Diablo when I fall back into the hole.
That's good. That's okay.
You don't understand though, the gameplay loop of Diablo, it's never ending. It's like constantly just edging with this game. There's never like a finish with this game. I guess once you run all the seasonal content there is, but like it's really easy to just fall into this routine with it. It's really bad. It's like this game was made for like people with my brain set. This is why I can't do comp, dude. I'm scared I'm gonna get like addicted to it. Like, I have a very bad addicted personality. That's a remix of the Smash Brothers theme.
Yeah.
Pretty dope.
Oh wait, let me.
Is that what's that radio called? Game Jam? Game something?
Game Chops.
Game Shop. Every fucking week I ask you, you'd think I'd bookmark it by now. Oh, I did bookmark it. Why the fuck couldn't I find it then?
They tried to steal my bike yesterday.
Oh shit, who's they?
Yeah, well, I don't know who they are, but you know, I ride it to. Yeah, I ride it to work every day, and I like.
Yeah.
I chain it up. I got a big ass chain. It's like a 15-pound chain, like a big ass chain, and I chain it up.
Yeah.
And you know, I usually get off work at around like 9 p.m. So when I get back out to it, I leave it outside chained up. And I got back out, and you can't see the chain normally because there's like a sleeve over it. So if someone does try to fuck with it, they got to get through the sleeve first, and then they find out there's fucking big ass chain on it. So like I got out there and the sleeve was cut through and the chain had like little chinks in it.
Yep.
Like someone was trying to like get through it.
Yep. I had the same thing, dude. When I was in Phoenix, I took my bike everywhere. Same thing. I got this like huge ass like fuck you chain. And I didn't put a sleeve over it. I just figured the chain would like do the work for me. And it did. I came out one day and like my bike was going with the shovel, so I tried to pull it. And there were like little nicks on it, but they were like nothing.
Yeah. So then I was a little paranoid that I was paranoid that they put, you know how they put like air tags on cars and shit, and then so that they like, instead of stealing the car where it is, they wait for you to like drive it back to your place, and then they steal it from there because they put an air tag on it. So like paranoid, I fucking like was like sweeping for like like a plant on my shit, like they do in fucking a James Bond movie or some shit.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Like shit's crazy now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do what you gotta do. Guys, air tags are like, why are air tags like the new thing now? Like there have been like tracking devices for your phone for like
because the air tags don't use most of the tracking devices have like a separate like GPS subscription that you have to pay for.
Yeah.
To keep track of it, but air tags they use other people's iPhones as tracking, like GPS tracking. And since America is the biggest market for iPhones, everyone fucking has an iPhone, so
that makes sense.
It's super accurate because everyone fucking has an iPhone.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. So basically, it's a grid of iPhones that keeps sends location data.
That makes sense. Like kind of, because like, I have a tile, and at first when I first got it, I was like, the whole reason I got it was specifically so I could like find my keys. If I leave them in the house, I can't find them. And I know it has like a feature where it's really similar. Like if you lose it somewhere away from like Bluetooth range, it'll use other tiles to like daisy chain and find your shit. And I thought like this can't possibly like have that much like market share, but no, I'm always getting updates like, oh, there's like 50 tiles in your area, and I was like, oh, okay,
that's cool.
I guess it's more common than I thought.
Yeah, so air tags like that, but times a million.
Yeah.
But they only work on Apple. So if you have like an Android and you want to use you can't use AirTag on anything else. But they let you install the app on your Android phone, so you can search for an AirTag. Like if you think someone put one like on your car or some shit, you can search for it. So I don't know if it even works because I've never found anything. But yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's so cool. Like that they have that, and I mean, it makes sense that it'd be so easy to use. I mean, Apple has like what, like a 55% like market share in the U.S. Like at least half, I think, of like phone users are iPhone.
Yeah.
Or some sort of Apple phone. So it makes sense that like, you know, if you don't have it, if your neighbor has an iPhone, then they can ping the AirTag off of them. It's scary to think about. That's really scary to think about. Shit.
Yeah.
Technology is like in a scary place right now. Did you hear about that dude? This story's like really funny. This dude, I think he worked for Google, and he thought the AI they were working with was like sentient. And it became this like big thing that he thought the AI they worked on was sentient, so he tried to like petition to get it like human rights. But other AI experts came in and like, no, dude, you're a fucking idiot. Like that's not sentient at all. It's a chatbot. Like I heard about the story online and people were like, I saw it on TikTok, people were like, oh, this guy out the AI was working on a sentient, is trying to give it rights, and Google trying to shut it down. And I was like, that sounds like bullshit. And I looked it up. It's like, yeah, the dude's a fucking moron. Like, he flat out admitted, like, oh, I didn't come to this from like a scientist perspective. I came to it from a religious perspective. So already I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I think you're I don't know. It's really funny because like I was reading like the transcripts, and it's a chat bot. So of course, like, it sounds real, but it's just because it's responding to outside stimulus doesn't mean it's like sentient, you know? Like, it can't feel things, it can't think for itself. Like, it's just inputs and outputs. It's not actually sentient. Yeah, it's so funny to me to like see shit like that. People just don't get it. I don't know, like, humble brag, but like, I worked with robotics a little bit in high school. I wanted to go into robotic engineering. So I realized like that is not for me, so I didn't do it when I went to college. So maybe because I have that like small background, I can like look at it and be like, no, that's not what you think it is. But at the same time though, like, anyone who's played a video game can probably like understand like an NPC isn't like sentient. It's just, you know, 1 0 is responding to stimuli. Like, it's not actually thinking and feeling for itself.
Yeah, but you'd be surprised. There's people who like celebrate anime characters' birthdays and shit.
Oh yeah. Oh man, we're in a weird place with technology. You can do like whatever you want with it, but we're not, I think, evolved enough as a species to like use it responsibly yet.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a kind of side note before we get to the show? Have you ever seen the Orville?
What's it called?
The Orville?
The Orville? No.
Yeah. It's Seth MacFarlane's show. It's like a Star Trek kind of show. I never watched Star Trek, but everyone tells me it's like super similar to it, which I can kind of see from like cultural osmosis. But there's an episode where like they pull someone from this planet that's very similar to ours, and it's a phenomenon called like asynchronous evolution, where you could like look out to a planet that has very similar biology, culture, and even language as like yours. But they're considered different species, even though they're very similar to us genetically. And their planet is progressed kind of like to our times, like mid 20th century. And this girl wants to seek asylum because her planet's kind of shitty. And they show her all this technology. You know, they can make water, push a button and the food appears, you know, all this crazy shit. And she's like, if I took this to my planet, it would like solve all of our problems. But they had to flat out tell her like, no, it wouldn't, because your people aren't responsible enough to use it. If they did that, they nuked themselves in like 5 years. And it got me thinking, like, you know, that's kind of where we're at right now. I think our technology is progressing faster than like our responsibility to use it.
Yeah. Did you see they're trying to figure out how to harness I think it was like nuclear. They found out like ignition for like nuclear power or some shit like that.
You say ignition, like, what do you mean? Like for data, for commercial?
Because like for I like briefly looked at this shit and I didn't really understand it, but from what I saw, they've like for like an energy source, there's like 3 parts. It's like ignition, you have to like sustain it after you ignite it, and then you have to like harness it or some shit like that. So the problem they've been trying to figure out, the easy part is like igniting it, because you can like set something on fire and it'll explode, but what you want is to keep having it explode. You want it to keep exploding. You want it to be
constant like burst of energy that you can like.
Yeah. And they finally figured out how to do that on like a nuclear level.
See, that's cool. as cool as it sounds, that would solve a lot of problems. But I'm also like, I don't know if we're responsible enough to use that, just because of like I
Yeah.
googled it. Like, tracking can be very, very. It gets a lot of bad rep because of all the accidents that happen. But if you do it very carefully, it can solve a lot of problems. The problem is that no one's responsible with it, so you get all these leaks and stuff. It fucks up people's water and it gets in the ground. Like, there's a very complicated system of checks and balances that like most tracking companies like are not following to the T, and that's what causes all these issues. And I think that's like the point we're at right now, is that we have all this cool shit that we could do, but we're not responsible enough to do it. I was reading this last thing, and then we can get to the show, but some scientists concocted this like chemical that could basically keep dead cells alive. So they tested it on pigs. Like, after these pigs died, they killed these pigs. They ran this like fluid through them, and they pumped it using an electric pump to like pump it through their bloodstream. And it almost completely stopped cell degradation. So like the pig wasn't alive again, you know, there's no brain activity there. The lights were off, but its heart, its lungs, all those usable organs were still doing their thing, and there was no degradation to them. Which is really fucking cool, because they're basically restoring dead cells. And a lot of the degradation that did happen was able to reverse with this chemical. And what's really cool, because, you know, with organ transplants, you have a very short window, you know, get the organ out and into somebody. And if this chemical, it's so far away from being used on humans, but if this can be properly used, you can keep organs on the shelf like indefinitely, almost, till someone needs it.
That'd be dope for like. That'd be dope for keeping. If you can keep the brain alive, right, and like maintain a person's consciousness, isolated from the rest of the body. That'd be like dope as fuck. I think that's like the ultimate. Like, if you're trying to get into like transhumanism of like, okay, can I take my consciousness and preserve that, and like dispose of my body and create a new body that would like live forever, like an artificial body that doesn't age or get old or degrade or anything, and just put my consciousness, basically the brain, into that and like control that in a way.
Yeah, I do the same thing, and that's kind of where they're at, because right now it's basically like, I can't remember if it's completely slowed down or almost stopped cell degradation. So if you could implement that at a larger scale, you almost have, like, in a sense, like genetic immortality. But they're very, very, very far from that. So I don't know when that's going to be implemented. Probably not in our lifetime, but it's so cool to hear something like that. And people are scared of it. People are like, oh, we're going to get like zombie pigs. It's like, no, dude, like that's not what it's doing. Not what it's... They're still dead. There's no brain activity. Once those lights are out, you can't turn them back on. At least as far as we know.
Yeah.
But this is just keeping like those organs alive, which would be really cool to see, like, that get used in modern medicine. I was doing this research on, apparently like something like half of organ donors' organs just get tossed away because they can't get them to someone in time. You know, if I have an organ donor in Arizona and, you know, I beef it in a car accident, and the closest person that needs a heart is, and the closest person that needs a heart is in like New Mexico, I can't get it to them. I gotta throw that away, even though I'm totally willing to like donate that organ. Like, if there's no one nearby to get it, they have to throw it out. You can't safely transport it and have it still be viable.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Like, it's a huge bummer. It's really shitty. Like, like the shelf life on them, because as soon as that blood stops pumping, it's on expiration date. Even putting it on ice, like, that only gets you so far. Like, it's really crazy, like how once you're dead, like, that's it. Like, it's a countdown until that shit's not usable anymore. And it's really interesting that we can avoid that problem. Again, like, you could like keep that stuff on the shelf indefinitely, so if someone needs it, it's easy to transport. You don't have to worry about it expiring. Like, that's really fascinating to me to like hear that. All right, yeah, we are a video game podcast, everybody.
Oh yeah. I linked that nuclear fusion articles from Newsweek, but they're going into it. I think they're building the next step is I think they're building something in like Paris, like a giant fucking thing, because they're dealing with like temperatures that are like hotter than the sun. So I don't know. They're building something to contain that in like Paris or something. So interesting stuff.
That's cool. And best part is, it's in Paris, so if they fuck it up, like, I'm on the other side of the world, I'm okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they said Paris is burning, so I didn't know they were taking that literally.
Power of the sun is in our hands. Spider-Man reference for any Spider-Man fans.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know there was a THQ showcase until like you linked me the show notes.
No, you're fine, because you shouldn't watch it. It's very let's just get into let's start this. Let's do this. All right, here we go. Wait. Okay, here we go. Wait, here we go. Okay. Here we go. Let's go. Yep. Okay, here we go. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. What's up, everybody? This is Podcast Gameoverse episode 113 for Saturday, August 13. I am Wasabi Ice Cream, joined as always by my dude Rick. What's up?
Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm in a good mood.
Yeah.
We got a show for you guys, like we do every week. I'm excited. This is like the highlight of my week. I can't wait to go into it. THQ had a showcase we're gonna talk about a little bit. I didn't fucking know that happened until I literally got the show notes last night. But that's cool. We got some cool to talk about with that. But first, man, let's start where we always start. Tell the people what you've been playing.
There's some cool shit happening with Skyrim mods lately. I don't know. It's been like a crazy month, like a couple months actually. We're just nonstop. These like Skyrim mods have been coming out that just completely break all things you thought you knew about what you could do with Skyrim mods. So
Okay, yeah.
I've dipped back in Skyrim.
All right.
Because there's this cool shit coming out. One, like someone remade the Shadow of Mordor Nemesis system.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
In Skyrim, and that shit's dope as fuck. They've added ladders. Not that they didn't add ladders, but you can climb ladders now.
You couldn't do that before?
You couldn't do that before until it took them 10 years to add ladders, climbable ladders.
I never even noticed. Like shit. I never even noticed it didn't have. Like,
the game's always had ladders. Same thing with like Fallout and Fallout Like all those games, like none of these games, they always have ladders, but you can't like climb them. Or you know how like modern games, what these modders have been doing is they've been like modernizing the game mechanics, just like piece by piece by piece, in ways that you just never thought they could, just because of like engine limitations and shit like that. But then every time someone breaks through and like adds something, someone else breaks through again and adds something more on top of that and adds something more on top of that. So there's like a full-on like traversal system where you can climb over shit, you can clamber up the sides of walls, and it's like totally animated. So like shit's like fucking crazy. I think I talked about that, or maybe not, but yeah, like the shit's
really cool. Like, I like seeing stuff like that. Stuff that like does stuff with the engine that the engine was not like intended to do. I always thought that's really cool. Those are the mods I love to see.
yeah, and then it completely just changes the way you go into how you approach the game, because Skyrim's like over 10 years old now, and it's just you never it changes the way you play this game. It modernizes it in a way that, because it's an old fucking game, so everything's kind of like stiff and janky, and games today they're much more fluid. So it's cool that you can kind of just modernize this game. And now
really cool.
Now people have gone in and updated some of all like the dungeons and shit. They updated the cities to add these points to where you can climb on top of shit and get on top of roofs, or where there were ladders in the game, they've made them climbable now, and they've updated some of the original dungeons to incorporate some of this kind of stuff.
That's fucking insane. Oh my god. At that point, is it even like the same game? Like, that's
the thing. So there's also like combat. There's like combat updates now to where like I don't know if you know this, but everyone's been trying to, like, for the past like 5 years, they've been trying to turn this game into fucking not Skyrim, Souls. They've been trying to turn it into Dark Souls, and it's like yeah, okay, whatever, but also it's like dope as fuck, because they're adding so many different mechanics, so many new mechanics that again just completely change up, because the combat is one of the worst things about Skyrim.
Combat's like super simple and like clunky.
Yeah,
like, it's not engaging at all.
That's one of the other things, is like they've added like parry systems, they've added like counter systems, combo systems, to where you can do like, oh, it's hard to explain, man, but you can do like combos like a Dynasty Warriors game, where it's like if you do like XX, if you hit like the power after a certain amount of
light heavy,
light heavies, yeah.
That's really cool. That would fix like half of the problems I have with Skyrim's like combat system.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that they've just now they've had that for like a little bit for the player, so the player can do that shit, but NPCs were never smart enough to kind of utilize that shit, because they were never programmed in such a way. So now someone's actually gone in, and now the NPCs can use that shit. So
oh my God,
now they can they can do combos on you. They can like team up with each other. They can tackle you. They can parry you. They can like utilize all this shit that was like previously only like the player.
Can you imagine you're just like walking to a forest and a bunch of fucking bandits just show up and wombo combo you to death? Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's great.
They've added like poise systems, like from Dark Souls and Elden Ring. They've added reflects. You can like reflect projectiles back if you got like a shield and you do like a perfect block. You can reflect projectiles back. It's like crazy, man. It's fucking crazy. So I've been playing around with some of that shit in Skyrim, and it's just I'm having the most fun I've ever had with this game. It's fucking crazy.
Okay, I gotta re-download it then and start installing this shit because like
Yeah.
that would fix like a lot of the problems I had with Skyrim now. Like, that's really
Yeah.
cool.
So
So digging through the mods, find it. You better link me those mods because now I want to check it
there's
out.
a lot. It's like fucking. The problem with Skyrim mods is that they're so fucking. It's like hard to just get into. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah, you gotta know like where to start with
yeah,
Skyrim
because
mods. So
it's
really
not just it's
frustrating.
not just one thing you get and does everything. It's like you gotta like
Yeah.
it's just all like separate animations from different people, and you just gotta like combine. Like this guy made a full set of longsword animations, and this guy made a full set of dagger animations, and
Yeah.
you know you got to get everything separately and like use a separate app to merge everything together, and it's kind of a mess. That's why I like the collection system that they're doing. So you can just other people do the work, and you can just download everything pre-done, and you don't have to fucking go through the headache yourself. But
But that's something I want to check out. I was probably gonna wait till like maybe someone puts a collection together. I can just download that and just get it going.
yeah, no, there's collections. There's collections on what the Nexus. So there's like 1,000 of them now. So you can do that. I'll link it here for people. But yeah, the shit's crazy now, man. So
That's really cool. Fuck. It makes me want to go play Skyrim again. That's dope as hell.
yeah, that's all.
It's like really dope. Oh my God.
That's all. That's all I've been doing. That's all I had like time
Oh my
to
God,
really
I've
get
been
into.
playing so much. So I'm gonna start with like some of the smaller ones and work my way up. I've been playing remember that shit I was telling you that was going on with my Game Pass? Like I would like try to load a game and it would just like not run. Having these
Yeah,
problems
yeah.
with them. Yeah, I think it's gone now because like I was able to play Halo Infinite with no issues. So I just decided to try it one day. I'm gonna download Halo Infinite, go to give it a shot, and it booted up like just like that, no problem. Didn't give me any
Okay.
shit. So I was like, all right, cool. So I think whatever this problem is, it probably just got updated out or whatever. And yeah, it's okay. No, jokes aside, like the gameplay is very solid. Like it's Halo as fuck. Like if you're a classic Halo fan, like this feels like classic Halo. Like this is as close to classic Halo as you can get, I think, in a modern age. And it does a great job like combining, the classic Halo feel with some modern sensibilities, things like sprinting, crouch sliding, stuff like that. That's all included. And I got through the first chunk of the game. I finally got into the open world part of it. The open world stuff is pretty cool. I don't know how well it works as an open world game though. Like I feel like there's a lot of stuff that's kind of distracting you from the main game. You just got to put some more time into it. There's like a base building system now, so the more resources you get from like saving bases, taking over strongholds, you use them to purchase like equipment and vehicles to travel around on. And it's so far, I'm like, okay, this feels like it doesn't feel seamless. It feels like it's tacked on to the existing system. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like it was built for that. Like, it was kind of tacked on. Maybe I just need to give it some more time to like really sink in. Because Halo's always been like, if you remember Halo 1, like Halo 1 was a huge game. Like, it's almost an open world game because there's so much of the game to explore. Like once you touch down in Halo, there's so much to explore, and you're going through these long stretches from like one place to another. Like it's not that hard to like convert that to an open world system. So I mean, I just gotta give it some more time to like really sink in and play with it. Let the system kind of digest a little bit. But yeah, it's not bad. Like it feels really fun. Like if you like Halo, if you like classic Halo, this is gonna feel like that. This is as close to classic Halo as you can get right now, and it feels really fucking good. Um,
Is the co-op campaign out yet?
it's supposed to be, so we could try that out
Oh,
sometime. That'd be cool. Yeah, I
yeah.
hear it works. I hear it doesn't work too well. Because if you remember, classic Halo, if you got too far away and you hit a checkpoint, like it teleported you to your friend,
Yeah.
which wasn't that noticeable because you know the levels were pre-built. But now that it's like open world, you're gonna apparently that problem comes up a lot more now because of how much bigger the world is. It's really easy to like get separated and you're getting bounced around. So that's what I've been told at least. I haven't tried it yet. So that'd be something cool we can check out later, maybe. I would love to try that just to see what it feels like.
Yeah.
But it's a fun game. The grapple hook, oh my god, it's so much fun. Like this grapple hook just adds a whole other level of the game that just it feels really good to use. I fucking love grappling hooks in games, dude. I wish more games had grappling hooks. It's a cool mechanic. You could use it to like pull yourself to enemies, pull stuff towards you, swing off of shit to traverse the environment. Like it's versatile. Like it actually feels good to like swing around with it. Like I love it. I love it so much. But yeah, that feels like it's a lot of fun. I'll probably get back into it later because I did like what I was playing, but I've just been to like so many games, which you'll see right now. On top of that, PlayStation Plus just dropped some new games. One of them was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, the remake. So I figured, you know, I'll give that a shot. I like Tony Hawk, and this game's fun as fuck. Like I'm gonna throw that out there. It's
Yeah.
really fucking fun. If you have PlayStation Plus, go download it. It's really fun. I never played Pro Skater 1 and 2. I started with Underground. That's where I started. And I'll be honest, Pro Skater 1 and 2, even though they updated the controls, the gameplay itself is still very archaic, in my opinion. If you don't remember, the way Pro Skater plays is it drops you in a level, and you have all these objectives you can do, kind of like almost like a Mario 64. You know, you have this level, here's the level objectives you can do. But you could it gives you 2 minutes when you hop in that level to complete as many objectives as you can. Now, once you do it, it's off the list. But that 2 minutes is so strict, dude. Like, I wish they would bump it up to like 5 minutes, maybe 10. Or why even like put a time limit on? Just let me like do my thing. Like, I don't understand why there has to be a time limit for some of this.
Yeah.
Because like a couple of them are like score challenges. Like, oh, try to get like 20,000 points, 10,000, 100,000. So that makes sense to put a time limit on that, you know, because if you just indefinitely do tricks and get your score up, like it makes sense that you need to put a time limit on it. But a lot of them are things like, oh, find all the skate letters, find the pizza box in the level, find the grind all the if you're in the school, grind all the school bells in the level. It's like, dude, you're giving me 2 minutes to do this. These levels are pretty big. Like, I would spend so much time like just going in there and I have to keep restarting it. It's like, oh, I found all the skate letters. Cool. Now I gotta ollie over 3 cars. And because the time was so strict, I can't do both of them at the same time. Like it's kind of annoying. Like I wish like
It's something that because you said you never played these ones, right?
no, never. So maybe that's just where I'm coming from.
Yeah, it's like it's supposed to be like when you learn the levels, you basically can route out like a critical path to where you can just knock most of the shit out in like one go. Once
Well,
you
the
learn the
thing is that
levels,
once you do it, it's like already crossed off. So once I find like
yeah,
once I ollie over 3 cars, that's done. I don't have to do it again.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I get cool because like I can kind of look around like, oh, there's a letter there, so when I want to take on that mission, I can do that. I just feel like the 2 minute limit is so strict. Like it's really weird. That's
It wants
even
you
there.
to learn the levels. That's the thing.
Yeah, yeah. I
Because
think that's probably it. But I feel like I'd learn it better if I just like had all the time I wanted to explore it. And another thing too, I think maybe I wouldn't hate it so much if I could like, well, this might fuck up the game, but if they let me like pick where to start from, I think I might have more fun with it, but that might also fuck the game up because the
Yeah.
collectibles are set up in a way that you have to plan that route. So I think starting from a different location would fuck that gameplay up.
Leo
Maybe we
Mega.
just bitch it.
Leo Mega's in the chat, just like you can if you go to
Oh,
gameoverse.com/Twitch. He says, yeah, it takes multiple attempts to 100% a stage, which is true. I think, you know,
yeah,
what's the crazy thing is, I think I want to see a speed run of these games because I've never seen a speed run, but I bet there's a critical route that you can take to where, if you're a speedrunner, obviously you can probably do all of these levels in one go and get everything if you're a speedrunner. But the way that I usually do it is you load up the map for the first time, you do the score challenges first,
yeah, that's what I do.
and that's where like the time limit should be there. You just do the score challenges, 2 minutes to just get however many points you're supposed to get. And within doing that, I think you can learn like where the good shit is, or like you'll see most of the stage and you'll be like, oh, okay, that's where this is, that's where that is. And then yeah, they do like the hidden tape shit is always like fucking stupid.
The hidden tapes are annoying, dude. Like, give me 2 minutes to find this hidden tape. Like, god damn it.
Yeah, and then there'll be certain things where it's like, do this trick in this area, and sometimes you do it, and you're like, is this? Sometimes you do the thing, and it like doesn't work, or it's like very super specific on what it wants you to do and where it wants you to do it. Like those ones always suck. Yeah,
it's
some
fun,
of them.
though. It's super fun. Like,
Yeah,
I love it. I just wish, like, I think it's because, like, I played Underground, which is a bit more open. You know,
yeah,
it throws you. It takes the Mario Odyssey approach. Like, here's the big map. Here's all the objectives you can do. The score challenges, you have to physically go to a location and like select that you want to do that challenge. It runs the time limit. You run the score challenge. There's also like a bunch of little things you can do in it. I think I prefer that approach more because I can explore, play around, fuck with it. And then
yeah,
there's like score challenge stuff too on top of it. But I'm not getting a time
yeah.
limit to do it. I guess
This-
it depends on what you want. Like if you're the kind of person who like wants to like efficiently run through it, get rewarded for that by doing it in a time limit, I could see this game mode being really appealing. But it's still fun. Like the big thing that this proves to me is that Tony Hawk, that formula, the gameplay, is still solid. Like
yeah, yeah,
I went back into it. I had to dust off the cobwebs a little bit because it has been a minute since I played a Tony Hawk game. But I was able to get back into it pretty easily. I remembered how to like manual. I remember how to ollie. I remembered how to do grab tricks, how to do flip tricks, and I remember how to link some combos together. Like, there's a lot of stuff that like just came back to me pretty quickly. I had to go through the tutorial a little bit to learn some of the finer mechanics, but a lot of it like came back almost immediately. I feel like the physics on this are a little bit stricter because I feel like I'm bailing on stuff that like I shouldn't be bailing on. At least I feel like I am. Maybe it's just been minutes since I played a Tony Hawk game, but I feel like the physics on this are a little bit stricter. But it's still fun. Like that formula is there, it's still there. It feels really good when you do that score challenge in those 2 minutes. When it's like, oh, you got 2 minutes to score like 120 points or get like 50,000 points in one combo. Like it feels really fucking good once you pull it off.
yeah.
And it kind of plays on that brain of mine because like I like games that like give me like that rate me, like Devil May Cry. I keep going to that example, but I like games that like grade my performance and reward me for playing very well. And I feel like Tony Hawk is like the perfect example of that because it literally has a score system that's tied to like how you play, and a lot of the challenges are getting that score and that time limit, and it feels almost like playing an instrument to a point. Like you keep trying, you fuck it up, but every time you try, you get a little bit further, you get a little bit closer to what you want to do until you're able to do it with like your eyes closed, and it's really cool. It's a really satisfying experience.
And you can also go online.
Oh yeah, and you can go online and like show off your stuff if you want to do that.
Some people are really fucking disgusting at these games. It's like,
yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. I've seen some shit that that made me feel bad about myself. I was like, oh, I should just stop playing. But it's fun. Like, they're good games. Like, they're really good. If you know what you're doing, you can do some disgusting shit. Side note, I once dated this girl back in high school. She was like a huge Tony Hawk fan, right? Like, so she was like, oh, let's play like, I think it was Project 8 is what we were playing. We're like, oh, let's play horse really quick. And horse is really simple. Like, you know how to play horse. Everyone knows how to play horse. You know, you do something, someone has to copy you. If not, they get a letter. And she didn't know some of the tech in this game. So when I came in, like, doing manuals to, like, stretch my combo out, she was getting, like, super pissed at me. Because she would get these scores. I was like, I'll try to beat that. And I would, like, double it without even trying.
shit.
And now I know how she feels when I go online and I see some people do some shit. I'm like, oh, that's how that girl felt when I showed her up on Tony Hawk. But no, these games are good as hell. Like, if this proves anything, is that the Tony Hawk formula could still work today. And I hope we either get a new Tony Hawk game or maybe like a remake of like some of the more modern games. And I'd love to see like Underground get remade. 1 and 2 are like some of my favorite games. I would love to see American Wasteland get remade. Project 8 would be really cool to see get remade. Like, there's some cool shit you can do with Tony Hawk now. And I hope this franchise comes back in a big way.
Yeah.
I'm probably still gonna be playing that. Like,
I know Skate's coming back too, so there's like a different shit's kind of changed. Like, the landscape's kind of changed a little bit for these kinds of for these like skating games. So, like, I don't know, because this 1 and 2 came out, this remake came out, and it was very good. It was very popular. People loved it.
Yeah.
But also Skate's coming and people love that too. I feel like there's room that both can coexist, but I think Tony Hawk has a little more work to do in terms of like modernizing itself a little bit.
Yeah. Tony Hawk is an arcade game. Like, it's a very arcadey feel to it. Like, it's not a realistic skate sim at all. Where what I've been told, I never played Skate. I told Skate is in the opposite direction. It's trying to be like a realistic skating sim.
Yeah.
And I guess it depends on what you want. Like, if you want something that's like hyper crazy, unrealistic, but fun gameplay, Tony Hawk definitely does that. I'm sure Skate feels fun to play too. I never played it though, and it's a console game, so I'm not gonna go out and dig up my 360 or my PS3 to like play Skate. So that's why I would love to see like Skate get remade.
It's on the Game Pass cloud thing, so I don't know if you wanted to do it that way, you could.
That might, just to try it, might do it for me. But yeah, it'd be cool to see Skate come back. Like, I saw some of the things they're showing off with it. It's very, very rough right now. It's still very early stages of development, but I can see myself having some fun with that too. Like, you know, I think there is room for both of them to exist, but Tony Hawk definitely has to do something different. I think it should lean more into like the crazy shit if it really wants to separate itself. You know, lean into like the jackass stuff that Underground was doing. I think that's what like Tony Hawk needs to do.
People hated that shit, dude.
I loved it, dude. What are you talking about? I thought that shit was cool as fuck. Like,
people hated that shit. It was because they basically just made a jackass game and then put like Tony Hawk's name on it.
I thought it was fun as fuck. I love Underground. You serious? Underground 2, fun as hell.
I like the openness of the games were a great idea, but the jackass shit was not. That's like slapstick fucking humor. That what they were doing. It was not. That was not it.
I loved it. Maybe it's because I was like 15 when I played them, so like that was absolutely appealing to like my teenage high school dipshit sensibilities. So maybe if I go back and play it now, I haven't played Underground in years, like a decade, I think it's been since I played Underground. So I'm sure I can go back to it and be like, oh, this is very problematic and cringy.
Yeah, because they were like adding, it wasn't even about the skating anymore. It was just about like stupid fucking stunts. It was like, hey, get in this golf cart and fucking ram this guy in the balls with this javelin, and it's like, how is this? Why am I driving a fucking golf cart in this
Well,
skateboarding game?
there'd be one mission that would be like that, but the rest of them were like, oh, like I think Underground 2 was like a world tour thing. So it's like, oh, let loose the running of the bulls and skate away from them. Like that was pretty cool. Like, there's some cool skating stuff they were able to do with it. I mean, again, maybe it's just rose-tinted glasses because I haven't played that game in so long. I'm remembering all the good shit, not the stupid shit that was annoying. Um, but no, I will have to see what they do with it then. If not the Jackass stuff, maybe just lean more into like the insanity of like the physics breaking arcade style that is Tony Hawk. Maybe they can lean more into that. Like try not to be realistic, but we'll see. Like we'll see what they do, what happens. I think, like you said, there is a world where the two of them can exist, but we'll see what they can do with it. I'm still playing Diablo. Like I said, I got Diablo 2 and 3 on Switch on sale. Diablo 2 is a better game, I'll be honest. Diablo 2 is really cool. I like the dark atmosphere for it. The story's way better than what we had in 3. Diablo 2 feels more like a game to me. Like there's actually fun stuff to explore, and it feels good as a game. But Diablo 3 is a drug, and I'm addicted to it. Diablo 3 is so much faster. Constantly all the flashing colors, the shit like exploding and coming at me. It's just, it hits levels of dopamine that I can't describe. I am very heavily addicted to Diablo 3 to the point where I joke around that I don't stop playing Diablo. I take breaks from Diablo. So when I get back into it, I fall into an obsession to it for a very, very long time. And that happened to me because I got Diablo 2 and 3 on sale, and I bought it specifically for Diablo 2 because I never played it before. And I've already dumped more time in 3 than I ever 2, and I'm kind of pissed off at myself because I know, again, 2's a better game, but Diablo 3, like, it scratches that dopamine itch I want.
Yeah.
And I hate myself for it. Like, dude, it's so addicting. Running rifts, playing through adventure mode, getting a character from 0 to 60, and getting that right set to clear out rifts really, really fast. It's all addicting, and I fucking hate like how into it I am. Because I know it's like junk food. I know it's not good for me. I know I'm not getting like anything palatable out of this. I'm just like shoveling crap into my system. But god damn it, it feels so good. Like I hate it. I hate it. I hate it that how addicted I am to Diablo 3. And it's so much worse on Switch now because I can just take it wherever I want and play it like wherever I go. Like it sucks. Like I hate it. Like oh god, I have a weird relationship with Diablo 3. Like I love it and I hate it at the same time, and it's both in equal measures. Um, those of you who played Diablo 3 know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm gonna stop talking about that because I'm gonna talk about it all day if I go any further. Um, I kind of got sick of the grind for Diablo. I'm gonna be honest. The grind can burn you out really easily once the high wears off. And ironically, to take a break from the grind, I decided to play Dragon Quest 11 again, a grindy turn-based RPG. But Dragon Quest 11 is good. Like I talked about it before. I've tried to beat it multiple times, and I just get distracted with other games. Dragon Quest 11 is really good. It's a very vanilla Japanese RPG, but it's like really fucking good vanilla. Like the analogy I like to use is imagine like again, Dragon Quest is vanilla ice cream, but it's like really good, high quality, like handmade French vanilla, artisan vanilla ice cream. Like really, really good,
Yeah.
top shelf. It's something you've experienced before, but at like the highest quality you can experience it. It does nothing to like reinvent the wheel, in my opinion, but it doesn't have to because it nails those fundamentals so well and just refines it and builds on top of it to the point where if you're a turn-based RPG fan and you like that turn old school style, this game is the highest quality. That's just top shelf JRPG. And it's good. It's really good, and I love it. I haven't finished it because I keep getting distracted because it's a long fucking game. And by the time I get back into it, I'm like, what the fuck was I doing? I got to start over. Um, but it's good. It's really, really fucking good. And I am dedicated to finishing it this time. I play it at least a little bit every day. I'm trying not to take a break from it so I don't like go through that Fallout again. And I will finish it. I will finish it one day. I know I will because I want to because it's so fucking good. Um, but yeah, I talked about this game before. You guys can go back to our other podcast if you want to hear me talk more about it. But it's fucking good. If you haven't played it yet and you like turn-based RPGs, go play Dragon Quest XI. It's a great game. That's all I've been playing. We'll have to move on to the THQ showcase, which they had some cool stuff in there, but there's also some stuff I don't give a fuck about, and I don't think it's a controversial opinion to say that. We got a new Alone in the Dark game coming out. That was the first thing they opened with. And I don't know how I feel about that, honestly. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I like survival horror games, but I feel like Alone in the Dark, after the last couple games they've released, I don't think they have room to exist alongside like Resident Evil and alongside some of the other like walking simulator horror games that we got on Steam right now. I don't think there's room for Alone in the Dark. I maybe I'm wrong. I'd love to be proven wrong, but I don't think there's room for it right
I
now.
think there's room for it. If
Yeah?
the type of horror is different. I think like Resident Evil can do its like zombie or like I don't know what the fuck it's doing now, but Resident Evil definitely does like its thing. But I think if you do like a like psychological horror or
Horror stuff, like Alone in the Dark does.
yeah, like you can do kind of like different. I don't know what Alone in the Dark. I don't know what Alone in the Dark's thing is. It's definitely the original. It's the original survival horror game. Like it was. I think it was the first one or like one of the first ones. So
yeah, it is. It is. It's one of the first survival horror games that did the tank controls. Um, it did the tank controls, the fixed camera angles, the inventory management, all the stuff that Resident Evil would like, in my opinion, perfect later. Alone in the Dark did do first.
yeah,
But my big concern is that its huge thing is like cosmic horror, like Cthulhu horror, Lovecraftian horror, which those games don't have a good track record, man. Like Sunken City didn't get the best reviews. Call of Cthulhu didn't get the best reviews, even though they have like small cult followings. They don't really get a lot of attention. So for this to try to do the same thing, and again in a world where we have Resident Evil, that's I think is going back to its roots very, very well. I don't know how this is gonna be able to coexist with that and be sustainable. I'd love to be proven wrong. I would love to be proven wrong on it. But right now, horror's in a weird place where like we still have those like jump scare, walking simulator, Outlast style horror games, And Resident Evil, it's very firm in doing its thing, It's combat, puzzle solving, and inventory management horror that I love. I personally think is superior. Now, it's like Alone in the Dark trying to do that, that inventory management horror, which might work, but I don't know if we got, Resident Evil's got its new DLC coming out for Village. 2 through 8, 2 remake through 8 just got like a remake, like some improvement patches to run at modern performance standards. On top of that, we got Resident Evil 4 remake coming out pretty soon. There's rumors of Resident Evil 8's or Resident Evil 9's already being worked on. Like, I don't know where this is gonna fit. I think it's gonna get buried under like everything else that's coming out. And that's not even talking about like, I'm sure there's some other horror games I haven't talked about coming out pretty soon. So I think this might get buried underneath all that. I mean, we'll see.
Dead Space.
I'd love to be proven wrong. Dead Space, Dead Space, Callisto Protocol, like those are coming out soon. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens with Alone in the Dark. I hope I get wrong. I really do, because I would love to see more horror games come out, especially with this new like horror renaissance we got coming on right now. But I don't know if it's got the room for it. Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed got a trailer. I haven't played a Destroy All Humans game like at all. I really should start getting into them. I think the first one's on Game Pass, right?
They might be. We can actually skip like a lot of whatever they showed here. So I watched this whole thing, and I shouldn't have.
Yes, I watched the whole thing like last night, and I was like, okay, these were like
Oh,
not really interesting.
yeah. They didn't have dates for most of the stuff they showed. They kind of just showed the shit and was like, "Yeah, get excited for that."
A lot
They
of strategy, so many strategy.
they
games.
showed 4 RTS games in a row, and I was like, "Why am I still watching this?"
Yeah, and that's not even including the strategy games they showed off too. Like I think
I mean,
if you want to talk just games in general, there's like 8 of them in here.
yeah. Like, someone's gonna be excited for this shit.
Yeah, which is fine. That's your
Jagged
thing. But
Alliance. I don't know any of these shits, but some of them I want to get into. Like some of them I kind of like want to play with like you because they have co-op. So I'm like, this would be good to just like dip my toe into a genre that I just don't really care about, just to see if it's cool or not.
yeah, same. I'm not a strategy fan at all. Like, I love some turn-based strategy games. I think XCOM is fucking great. So anything that does that. I saw a couple like XCOM influence games on here.
That one looked good. Which one was that?
Yeah.
That was the Valiant, I think.
I think it was the Valiant. Yeah, that's cool.
Like that one looked kind of cool. That one was like, oh, if I play one of these, it's probably gonna be this because it at least looks cool enough.
Have you played Mutant Year Zero?
No.
It's basically that. It's like an open world XCOM style strategy game.
Okay.
And there's 2 gameplay sections. So you have like the open world stuff where you're like sneakily like going through levels, and then when you get into a fight, it turns into that turn-based strategy game.
Yeah.
And it's all done like in the level. So the same level that you get caught in is the same level you're gonna fight in, and it's really interesting the way it works.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, Wasteland is like that. Wasteland 3.
Yeah. Yeah, Wasteland 3.
Wasteland 3 is a little like that. I played a little bit of that. And that is co-op too, so.
Oh, that might be cool to check out then. I'll probably download that. But yeah, the Valiant looks really good. That might be one I check out. Because I do like that XCOM style gameplay. Like I think it's a good middle ground. People who aren't like super into like turn-based strategy games.
Yeah.
This is like just snappy enough that it cuts a lot of the fat out in those turn-based games. That it's
that was Jagged Alliance. That was Jagged Alliance 3.
Jagged Alliance 3? Okay.
Yeah, so get excited for that.
Oh yeah, the Valiant's like an RTS game. Okay.
They're all RTS in my book.
Yeah, they're. Well, I mean, one is real time, the other one's turn based, so they're not the same. But okay. Yeah, there's so many. Outcast 2 looked really good. It kind of reminded me of like Breath of the Wild mixed with like Mass Effect Andromeda. So
yeah, apparently Outcast is a very old franchise.
yeah, when I heard Outcast 2, I was like, oh, what's Outcast 1? I was like, oh, that came out in the 90s.
Yeah.
Oh, it got a remake in 2017 I didn't know about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably won't play it because even the remake like looks very like the remake has some very old school game sensibilities that I don't like.
Looks pretty generic, but
yeah, but Outcast 2 looks pretty fun though.
the jetpack
like,
shit I feel like this would have been better if they had just made it Iron Man and just made an Iron Man game. Because that's what it looks like.
Yeah, it
I was
does.
like, this should just be fucking Iron
the
Man.
combat stuff too, like reminds me of like Mass Effect Andromeda.
Oh yeah.
Which had some great gameplay. Like the story was dog shit. The characters were stupid, but the gameplay was solid. And this looks like it's doing that. And it's kind of got this like open world feel, kind of like Breath of the Wild. So that'd be cool to see, like a sci-fi Breath of the Wild, Mass Effect Andromeda hybrid. This looks pretty cool. Like I can see myself getting into this. We'll see when it comes out. But this looks really cool. This is gonna be something pretty fun.
Yeah.
You also got Recreation. It's an open world like arcade racing game from the Burnout guys.
This was the first thing they showed where I fucking perked up. Because I saw the Three Fields Entertainment logo, and instantly I was like, oh shit. Because these are the guys If you don't know Three Fields, they're made by ex Burnout developers. So they left like Criterion and Ghost Games and made their own studio. I mean, they've been putting out games like, if you remember Dangerous Golf, they've been putting out games, and each game has been like an iteration on something Burnout inspired. So like Dangerous Golf was like, it was a golf game, but what if you had the Crash Breaker system from Burnout, so you could like blow shit up after you've like taken your swing. And then they made Danger Zone. I think they made two of those, which was like Burnout, like Crash mode, and I think the second one was like more of like a straight out like racing game. But they've been each like kind of Burnout inspired, inching ever closer to making like a true Burnout spiritual successor almost. None of them really landing where they kind of needed to land. They were more just like, hey, here's our next version of the thing we're working on. They just put it out as like a $20 game. So here's the next iteration of that, and this looks fucking insane. I don't even know what I'm looking at here. It just looks like Burnout, but what if the levels were like Trackmania, and you just build them as you fucking race or some shit. Like, I need to see more of this because it just looks insane.
Yeah, it looks insane, and there's a lot of like, this is where stuff started getting like really cool. Because we saw Recreation. Way of the Hunter looks okay. AEW Fight Forever.
Yeah.
Looks alright. It looks alright.
It looks good. It looks good.
Yeah, you think so?
It looks, well, because you got to think about where like wrestling games are at now. This looks definitely more fun. Like, I don't see meters for anything. I mean, it's still like early, but that's the thing about like the 2K games is that they're fucking like, there's a meter for fucking everything. Everything's like animation based, so you hit a button and then like a fucking 20-second animation play. Like, you don't feel like you're actually playing a game. So it's like, this just looks way more fun. There's mini games and shit.
I can see this being like more appealing. I'm just not a big wrestling fan, so I think they all look the same to me. But it isn't fair to wrestling games.
It's more old school inspired, definitely based, like, I see elements of like that N64 wrestling shit in this, and it's just like an era where it was just like fun. You just fuck around and just do shit, and not so much trying to look like the show, which I think was where the 2K games get caught up. Is it wants to look realistic, but it sacrifices like the fun factor along the way.
Yeah. And that's my problem with sports games in general. Like, I don't care about like the 2K sports games, like, 2K. Any of the 2K like basketball games, I don't give a fuck about. But you get me like NBA Street, fuck, dude. I play NBA Street all day.
Yeah.
So this looks kind of like it's doing that. Like, it's trying to be more like a fun game, less of a sports simulator, more of like a game, which it could be cool. Maybe it's because, like, again, I'm not like a huge wrestling fan, so I'm kind of like whatever about it. I'm sure once it comes out and gets some more gameplay of it, there might be something I might check out.
Yeah.
But what game looks fucking crazy is that the next game they showed after the Stunt Fest World Tour. Like, what the hell is this game? This game looks insane, dude. Like,
this looks like it looks like their version of the Ubisoft shit. It looks very janky, the way you just you transform into the car instead of like one of the things that the Crew 2 did was that you could do planes and cars and boats, and you could just switch between them at any moment. But this also lets you transform into a human. And you just transform into the car and then you transform into the human. It's like fucking janky as fuck.
Weird shit, because you just like jump out of the car, then you're a person, and you got like a jetpack, and then when you drop down, you could just like fucking like Sailor Moon the car like into existence. Like, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm kind of into it.
This has a play test today, so I might load this up and see if we can get into that.
I would love to check this out. This looks insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks insane and weird. Like, this is the thing that I was like, what the hell is this? And after it was over, I was like, no, show me more. Like, I have so many questions.
Yeah, yeah. It's. I feel like they've fucked up here. They fucked up with this because they've got 3 Fields making a car game, and they've got someone like they're making this car game. I think they also have Bugbears doing the mobile version of Wreckfest. I don't understand why they all couldn't just come together and focus on one car game that to rule
I like
the
how
bar.
you say that when we just saw like 4 RTS games they're working on.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, don't do like 4 different RTS games. Let's make like maybe like 2 of them. Maybe make an RTS game and like an XCOM style game. Like, same with this. Just make one car game that just does all the shit that you wanted to do. But because I feel like they got 2 car games they're announcing here, and they're kind of like looking that the other one, what was it? Destructionation. Recreation. They kind of look pretty bare bones. Like, I feel like 3 Fields, the stuff they've been putting out has been pretty bare bones. It's not been like a full-fledged, like, this is it, this is the fucking car game. It's always been like, here's the concept we have, and we're just doing that. Yeah. Whereas they could have like they could have joined in on this and made something really good, but I don't know. I feel like both of those games are kind of gonna be half-assed a little bit, but
yeah, we'll see when it comes out. I mean, none of these have release dates yet, so
yeah,
we'll see like what comes up. We finally got a look at the new SpongeBob platformer, the Cosmic Shake.
Yeah.
Which I have 0 nostalgia for the SpongeBob video games. I never played any of them growing up.
Really?
Watched the show a lot as a kid. Yeah, I watched the show a lot as a kid. And I'll be honest, classic SpongeBob still holds up. It's still really fucking funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyone who doesn't think so, go watch the Krusty Krab Pizza episode. If you still don't think it holds up, you can fucking fight me.
I don't like that episode.
I love that episode. Are you serious? He's like singing. Yeah. Oh man, I fucking die every fucking time.
I don't like that episode. Actually, I was talking with a coworker of mine, and she mentioned the rock bottom episode where they like go like super deep, and they're like stuck in like a different like town.
Oh yeah. They're fucking like rock bottom. Yeah.
Yeah. We were talking about that, and I was like, you know what? That's a good episode, but it's like super I like thinking back on it. It's like a very unsettling episode.
Yeah.
It's like that. The pizza episode is like that for me, where it's like I don't know. It's like weird. It's like a weird episode.
I love that episode, dude. Every time he's like singing the Krusty Krab Pizza song, and he breaks into like this soul like singing, I fucking die, dude. Every time. I would just lose it when I hear that. What we're talking about? Yeah, Cosmic Shake.
The game looks fun. I don't like the art style.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it gets the job done. It's got like the cell shady like kind of.
It's like it's cell shady, but it looks like the movies. It looks like the 3D, like the color scheme is just.
Yeah, those 3D movies they did.
Yeah.
Forgot about those.
Yeah. Like, I don't like the color scheme. It doesn't like. It's like super. I don't know what the word, like desaturated almost.
I would say it's almost oversaturated.
Oversaturated?
Yeah, at least maybe I'll just be on monitor. The red on his like Kung Fu gear is like really, really red, and it clashes so hard with like the bright yellow.
Yeah, it's like the color palette. I don't feel like is nailing the.
Right.
But the game itself looks very fun. Now, I have played some of those like old SpongeBob games. Well, this is supposed to be like a successor to Bikini Bottom or Battle for Bikini Bottom. And like you see some of the same level design. Like they always have like this desert level is always in these fucking games for some reason. But you never see is like the fucking like I would love like a Flying Dutchman level, or I don't know. I feel like in these SpongeBob games you always see the same levels.
We might get that with this. The whole thing with this is like a multi universe story.
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
might get really crazy shit you haven't seen the other games before.
It
So
looks
this looks
fun
like it
though.
might. Yeah, it does look fun. It looks really fun. We need more 3D platformers, man. Like
They're
3D
coming back.
platformers they are coming back, and I'm excited to see it coming back. It's not coming back fast enough. Like I want to see more shit.
Yeah,
But this looks really good. This looks really good. Despite I was feeling this now that she mentioned it, I can kind of see what you talk about with the art style. But I don't think it's gonna be like that distracting once I sit down and play it.
yeah,
I mean, we'll see when it drops. There's still no release date for like any of this shit, and just when we thought like it was over, they had a small little teaser for a new South Park game. A small
yeah.
teaser, which the fucking audio they used is so.
Oh,
It's coming! It's coming! Those South Park fans know that's the same audio, and Randy's taking it the world's biggest crap.
yeah,
Like that's the same audio from that episode, which is so goddamn funny. Um, this is cool. I love the South Park RPGs. I do. I think they're great games. And to see THQ is like taking them on. I don't know. We don't know if it's gonna be an RPG. I hope it is because they fucking nailed it with Stick of Truth and Fractured But Whole. But we'll see, like what they do with
yeah.
it. I mean,
Well, those were Obsidian games, right?
were they? I think Ubisoft. No, Ubisoft developed them, didn't they? Hold on.
Well, they might have published them, but I thought Obsidian made those games.
Hold on.
Cause
Googling. Hold on. Hold on.
looking it up, looking
Oh
it
yeah,
up.
Obsidian did develop them. Okay, I didn't know that. How did I not know that? I fucking played both of them.
Yeah. Maybe I don't know. Maybe these
Ubisoft San
guys.
Francisco developed Fractured But Whole. Obsidian developed Stick of Truth.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And now someone else is going to be making the next one, I assume, because this is. I mean, they're teasing it on the THQ thing, not like a Ubisoft thing. So it'd be interesting. I didn't play the Fractured Butthole.
It's good. It's really good. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was really fun. I played Stick of Truth. I played Fractured But Whole. I think they're both great.
Yeah.
And I want to see what else they do with it. I mean, if it's not the same developers, I can't expect it to be the same as the last two games we got. But the fact that like it's happening gets me like excited.
Yeah.
So I really, really want to see this come out. I can't wait till we get some more details on it. I know I'm getting excited for something that we can't even see, but I can't wait till we get something about it because I really, really want to see what South Park's doing.
I want a
So
different
far,
kind
they're
of
2 for
game.
2. Yeah?
I want a different kind
You
of
don't
game.
want to, like,
I mean, I
keep them
want
all-
I want them to maintain the consistency of the art style that they've been doing. But I don't want another like turn-based RPG.
What would you suggest that they put together?
That's the thing. Well, I didn't think a turn-based RPG would work as well as it did, but it did. So I feel like they could do anything really, or like an action 2D platformer, like a Metroidvania or some shit.
Oh, that'd be cool. Or hear me out. 3D platformer, but in the style of.
I don't want it to be 3D though. That's the thing, because you lose the art style.
Hear me out though. Have you heard of Demon Turf?
Yeah.
So that kind of 3D platform with like a 2D sprite character, I think could work really well with the South
They would
Park
have
style.
to, yeah. If they did that, they would have to do it. Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I don't know. You would lose like the thing about South Park. Those South Park games is that they look like fucking South Park.
Yeah, this would definitely like pull away from that, but I think they can pull it off. Like If they just made everything with like this 3D sprite style, like Demon Turf has, like even the environments, like don't make them 3D, make the environments like almost like sprites. I think they can
Yeah.
pull it off. You know, kind of like how Doom, the old Doom games have this like kind of like faux 3D,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Something like that, but with a as a 3D platformer. I think that could work. Again, I'm spitballing here, but we'll have to wait and see what they do with it. Um, maybe a first-person shooter would work for sure, like a Doom style first-person
They've
shooter.
tried that. I don't know if that. I mean,
They
they've
tried
tried
that,
it.
but now we have like modern sensibilities to like make
Yeah,
it
yeah,
work.
yeah.
I mean, we'll see what they do with it. Honestly, they'll probably play the safe route, just go with like another like RPG.
Yeah.
But I would love to see what else they do with it.
It's just the
Now
fractured
that you
butthole
mentioned,
didn't hit as hard as Stick of Truth.
I don't think it hit as hard, but it's still a pretty solid game. Like I had fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to see what they do with this though. Yeah, that was it for the THQ showcase. Hopefully, we get some more updates on some of the stuff that we were really interested in. But let's move on to the Splatoon 3 Direct. I played the first Splatoon, never played the second one. The third one looks pretty good though. Like
This
they're adding a lot of stuff to it that makes it really interesting.
this is gonna get me to buy a new Switch and buy that fucking Nintendo Online shit.
Yeah,
This looks so good.
like
This looks so
this
fun.
looks so good. Just a couple of things they added. The new techniques already were like really cool. The squid surge and the squid roll. Those, after hearing that, I was like, okay, so squid roll's like a dodge cancel with invincibility frames. Fuck yeah,
Yeah.
sign me
Yep.
up.
Yep.
And squid surge, you have this way to like traverse the environment faster with like a super jump. Yes, sign me up. Like that sounds awesome. That sounds so cool. There's 12 stages in the game, so pretty good amount of stages. With some new stages being added for free because Splatoon always had the like free updates. Um, all the weapons of the previous games are back with some new cool weapons. That bow weapon looked really cool. But that Splatana looked fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Right.
that's it. I think that's the only, if I remember, that's like the only melee focused weapon that they've ever done. So that's interesting.
They had that paint roller. They had that giant paint roller that was like a hammer almost.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I guess I never saw it as like a melee weapon, but you do got to get like you ever got to get closer with it. But this katana has like melee focused shit where you can like charge up like a slice
And the
attack.
best part is like that combined with like the squid roll. Oh man, I think you do some dirty shit with that. You get like
Yeah,
really good
yeah,
with it. Ooh, I'm like excited. Um, I played again. I played the first Splatoon. It was a fun game. It's a really fun game, but it didn't have the staying power to keep me playing, so I dropped it really quickly. But this though, like, they've added so much cool stuff to it. The change of techniques alone is like enough to like get my ears perked up. And on top of that, it still has its trademark like Splatoon charm. It has the clothing shops with great fucking names. Mana Wardrobe,
yeah, yeah,
fucking hilarious. Crunch Station for the shoe store.
yeah,
That's Yeah, they're on it with these names, dude. It's so great. And on top of that, Nintendo finally reached the 21st century and included standard things that should have been in the first Splatoon game, honestly.
yeah.
You can create a lobby, invite friends, and match up with friends. There's actual like matchmaking mechanics with your friends list now, which it fucking took them forever to get there, but I'm glad they're finally there.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, this is cool as hell, dude. This is so cool. There's so much stuff here. The salmon run enemies are really cool. There's some new because now I think they kind of got over the like octopus like squid like rivalry, and now there's like a new enemy to like deal with. So I don't know. I don't fucking know Splatoon lore, but it's cool. They're not sacrificing the single player stuff, which is great because the single player campaign for first Splatoon was fucking great. So it's cool to
Yeah.
see if they're still including stuff. Um, There's a new recon mode, so you can kind of practice every map in the game too. Like there's a lot here that's like got me really, really excited for. And on top of that, again, it still has a Splatoon charm. The soundtrack's still good. The levels still look really cool. I love the environment that Splatoon kind of builds. Like there's some really cool stuff here, and I think Splatoon does a great job. Like showing like Splatoon is such an interesting, like unique game. I just feel like it's really restricted because it's got that Nintendo bullshit like holding it back. And now I feel
Yeah.
like they're kind of like letting it modernize itself a little bit so that bullshit's not holding it back anymore. And I'm actually excited for this. I might actually buy this game.
They came out and said straight up that they're going to support the game for 2 years. And in every 3 months for 2 years, they're going to be updating the game with new shit, free shit. So
Yeah.
the 2 year thing is a little weird. That they just came out and said, yeah, for 2 years we're going to do this. I thought, I was like, 2 years sounds like fucking, first of all, not a long time, but also, why 2 years? What happens after 2 years? You're just not going to support the game anymore? Is a new thing going to come out? Should I even bother investing time and money into this? If like you're just going to like, we know you're going to drop it, now there's like a set date. So it was a little weird.
Yeah, that's another thing that kind of weirded me out too when I heard that. I was like, again, like what happened 2 years? Um, I mean, we'll have to wait and see what they do with it. But Splatoon's only had like two other games so far. This is like the third game, so
Yeah.
hopefully we could like see some really cool shit with this. I hope they don't just like release a new Splatoon game every 2 years. Like that'd be kind of annoying.
Well, no, because what they did before was that they just stopped putting out content for like Splatoon 2.
Yeah.
They just say, hey, this is the last thing, and there's nothing since then. So
Yeah, and they supported that for about like what 3 years? I think Splatoon 2.
all right, that might have been just 2 years as well, and then
Yeah.
they just stopped until the new thing comes out. But
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what they do with it. Splatfests are back, which is cool. 3 teams to choose from, like a 3v3v3 game, which is really cool to see. Like I
yeah,
like that a lot.
no, actually, what they're doing is like, I think so during the Splatfest, whatever team has the most, whatever team is winning at the time, they have a team of 4, and then the other 2 teams have a team of 2, I think, and they all fight each other. So it's like it's not even. It's not 3v3v3. It's like 4v2v2. Where the four teams, they start in the middle, and then the other 2 teams start on the flanking sides, and they come at them from the sides.
Oh, that's interesting. I like that. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. Okay, that might be cool to check out then. But there's a lot of cool stuff here, man. Like, I really, really want to play this now. Like, there hasn't been a release date yet, right? We don't know when it's coming out.
Was there a date? I don't know if there was a date yet.
Oh, September 9th. Pretty
Oh
soon.
yeah, there
actually.
you go. Next month.
Yeah, I just Googled it right now. Okay, that's cool. I might pick this up then. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff here. I can't wait to see come out, dude. I'm actually excited for a Splatoon game. I never thought I'd say that out loud, but yeah, I'm excited for a Splatoon game.
Yeah, it looks fun. I can't believe no one's tried to take this.
Rip it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's a cool concept. Like it's a really, really neat concept, and I'm surprised more games haven't tried to like kind of emulate. Well, there are a couple games that tried it. There's that Bubblegum Ninja game that kind of tried to steal that formula a little bit.
Yeah, and that was also only on Switch.
Yeah, and there's there's like a Crayola game, right?
A Crayola game?
Yeah. Hold on.
What the fuck? Crayola popping like that? And they making games now?
Yeah, it's called Crayola Scoot.
What the
It's like
fuck?
a scooter game. Yeah, it's really similar to like Splatoon. but it's like a skateboarding scooter game.
Crayola Scoot.
Yeah,
It's a game
so
for fucking
imagine, like,
6-year-olds.
yeah, so imagine like the Tony Hawk like formula mixed with like Splatoon. So like when you do tricks and stuff, the higher scores you get, you splash out more paint. Like it's really weird. Like it's a really weird idea. Yeah, which could be pretty cool if it was like, literally anyone else made this.
Yeah. No, dude, I can't. I don't fuck with Crayola, dude, because I never had. I didn't get the. I didn't get the good Crayola. You know how they got like the packs with like 9 crayons in them, and you're like, this is nice, but what? How do I? I don't got green, man. How do I make? How do I make? I gotta like make my own colors. Do I have to make my own orange? Do I have to combine my red and yellow crayon to make some orange? It was fucked up. And then you got the kids with like the 92 color packs with the fucking sharpener in the back. You know what I'm saying? I never had that shit.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I was been like, fuck.
I had the cheap like knockoffs.
Yeah.
The really gross ones. I always left like a layer of wax whenever you'd like.
Yeah. So ever since that, I just been like, fuck Crayola, dude. Not that it's their fault. We were just poor, but there shouldn't be this classification of the rich kids shouldn't be able to get the good colors. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
It should be equality for crayon boxes.
Yeah, all incomes matter. But jokes aside, like, yeah, other people are trying to steal like the Splatoon formula, and varying success.
This looks so shitty, by the way.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking at it.
It's a cool concept. It's a cool concept.
Yeah.
But it looks like dog shit. Like, like this could have been something fucking awesome if the right developer had it. But no, we got like Crayola doing what was developed? Climax Studios. What have they worked on? Oh, literally all like children's license games.
I like how you could just die. You can straight up die and it respawns you.
Yeah. Yeah, literally these guys have just worked on like kids games. Like they're working on the new Super Pets game. My Little Pony, Peppa Pig, Hotel Transylvania. Fast and Furious? They worked on a Fast and Furious game?
Wow.
Spy Race was a Rise of Shifter. Shifter spelled with a 1 and a 3. I've heard of this fucking game. Maybe that's why it's dog shit. But no, like, yeah. So the point is, like, other games have tried to, like, copy that formula with zero success. So
yeah.
I like when games steal from other games because we get cool shit when that happens. Like,
it's a cool concept.
Yeah, it's a cool concept. And again, this like Splatoon Tony Hawk hybrid would have been fucking awesome if like a competent developer was working on it.
Yeah.
What else we got? So we got some quickies. Fortnite. The next Fortnite event's going to be a Dragon Ball collaboration, which it's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I need to see what this looks like.
Yeah, they've been pretty cool with some of their other collaborations. Like they've done some pretty cool shit with them. And I need to see what this does.
They better have every Goku in here.
I agree. I want to see every version of Goku in here, and I want to see them all flying around and fighting each other.
The first comment under here is Dragon Ball is cringe. Add a real anime like Tokyo Ghoul or Rick and Morty. First of all, Rick and Morty is not an anime.
I think that was a bit. I don't think that dude's being serious.
Well, Tokyo Ghoul is not bad, but
good, I think.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's not like I wouldn't go so far as to be like real anime like Tokyo Ghoul. Sit down, guy.
Yeah, if you're sitting here like I want a real anime like Tokyo Ghoul, like dude, what?
There's not much you can do with Tokyo Ghoul in Fortnite.
Even Tokyo Ghoul couldn't do a lot of Tokyo Ghoul. That's why the show was like B tier. I'll be honest, like, okay, you know what? No, I'm not sorry. Tokyo Ghoul's like, okay. I don't know why everyone thinks it's like this God's gift to anime when it's like, okay.
Now,
Like,
most
maybe if you
people
were like,
shit talk that. Most people shit talk it.
but I see a lot of people like unironic, like defending it. I'm like, why? Okay, maybe if you're like some 13-year-old edgelord, I could see the appeal here. But once you like mature out of high school, it's like it's a C tier anime, dude. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
Like it came and went so forgettable. I couldn't tell you fucking anything about that show, other than it's some of the most cringy like edgelord shit I've ever seen in my life. Like my fucking god. And I watched Devilman, dude. So like,
Oh God.
I know like cringe. I know cringe. Oh, the new Devilman is fucking excellent, but the original like OVA is fucking dog shit. Anyway, rant over. I'm glad Dragon Ball is being a Fortnite event. Um, this could be something really cool. Like Fortnite's always goes above and beyond with their weird crossover events, so that'd be really cool to see. Um, yeah, I can't wait to see this come out. I'm still. It's not gonna be enough to get me to play Fortnite. I just don't like the core game itself, but I think it's cool to see like a Dragon Ball collaboration happening with it. Um, I got the hiccups.
There's some weird ass tweets underneath this post that
What is all?
I'll scroll through those a little bit.
It's the part of the show where you get sidetracked. Oh
Yeah.
my god, what is this? Oh my god. Twitter,
Okay,
man.
so
So that's the Twitter hour.
Yeah.
Oh, Metal Slug Tactics is getting a release date in 2023. This game looks cool. Like, I'm surprised how well like Metal Slug works as a tactics game. Like this looks
Yeah.
actually like really cool.
The art style takes it a long way, but also like gameplay wise, the Metal Slug mechanics or like yeah, the mechanics just work so well for that type of game. So
Yeah, I agree. I really, really want to see this come out. Honestly, I'd rather just get a new traditional Metal Slug game, but this looks cool. Like there's some cool
there's so
stuff.
many of those games that I just don't I don't get excited for something like that. Like just doing another Metal Slug just doesn't really excite me.
Yeah, especially since like you can literally play any of the Metal Slug games pretty easily.
Yeah.
Like they're on bundles all the time. Like I'm constantly seeing Metal Slug being like offered in a bundle or like given away for free on like some event. Like I'm constantly seeing I own Metal Slug in so many different ways just from like bundles and like other promotional things that are giving them out. So I can see that, but I want a whole new Metal Slug game, like new art style, new graphics, do like the Arc System Works thing, maybe with like that pseudo like 3D, 2D look. That'd be really cool.
Metal Slug fighting game.
No, like a side-scrolling shooter. Like you ever played Hardcore Uprising?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
like
they could
that.
do that. They could do something
Yeah,
like
that'd be
that.
cool as hell. Yeah, that'd be cool as hell. Like I'd love to see that. It'll probably never happen, but I would love to see it if it did.
You know what genre that we haven't seen yet is like a Contra roguelike would be dope, I think.
Oh shit, that'd be cool as hell.
Like a roguelike, but it's like a side-scrolling shooter. In like a bullet hell, like Contra style. That'd be cool as shit.
Like Enter the Gungeon, but like 2D side scrolling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm gonna dream about that tonight. That sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. Oh my god, that'd be so cool. Someone get on that, please. I will buy it day one. That sounds fucking dope.
Yeah.
Oh man, my mind is like swirling with the possibilities right now. That'd be so cool to see.
With and then I'm also imagining like the weapon system from Gunstar Heroes, where you could combine, like, say you picked up, like in Contra, you've got like spread and you've got laser. What if you could like combine two different things? So if you picked up a spread and a laser, you can combine them and then like have like a
Yeah,
laser
that'd be
spread.
great. Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing, or like a homing laser, or like
Yeah, yeah,
kind of like Star Heroes kind of did that. Like
yeah, yeah. So yeah,
you had like fire, laser, homing, rocket, and you can combine them. So you can like double up on fire and have like a really good fire one. You can get mixed
yeah,
like fire and laser, like a fire laser. Oh, that'd be cool as hell.
yeah. Contra Hardcore did
Ooh.
that.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be cool as hell. I would love to see that. Oh man, that game would be great.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome. Fuck, someone get on that, please. If anyone can make this happen, make it happen. I will play the hell out of it. Oh, what do we got next? Oh, another quickie. Hogwarts Legacy is dropping February 10th, 2023. So relatively soon, next year, early next year. And this looks pretty cool. Like, I know a lot of people were excited for this. Like, my wife is like super excited for this. So I might end up having to buy it for her.
yeah. It looks pretty dope.
Yeah, it does.
Okay,
I'm
these
not even gonna
guys.
fuck with that.
There's
Maybe
fucking
like,
okay. There's a comment here that says it's solo only with no multiplayer of any kind. Massive L. I'm like, dude, what? Like every game needs to be a fucking multiplayer game. Like I think it's a little refreshing that there is no multiplayer of
yeah,
any
and the
kind.
one right below that is like I thought it was an MMO until I realized it's not. They should have been made to an MMO. Like, no, I mean it doesn't have to be a multiplayer game, dude. Like,
Yeah. Like I mean, like conceptually, like it would be cool if like it was an MMO and everyone was in Hogwarts, like practicing magic and shit. But I don't know. I feel like there's like a experience to be had if you just make it single player solo.
yeah, I agree. There's like an experience there that you can't get with, like a multiplayer focus game or an MMO focus game. So I'm okay with it being a solo experience. Like, I'm really okay with it. If they want to do a multiplayer thing, maybe they can tack on something later, kind of like GTA and GTA Online, like how it has that. Actually, that'd be pretty cool to see. That could satisfy like both parties. They just added like a Hogwarts Legacy Online like a year later. That would actually be pretty cool. But no, like you said, like a solo experience, a perfectly tailored solo experience is I think like what's gonna do this game the best. Honestly. I mean, look at
Yeah,
like what we've got so far, like Marvel Avengers versus like Guardians of the Galaxy. Like,
yeah,
like, come on. I think like a lot of developers, especially since this new developer, Portkey Games, like they're a new developer. Like they were created specifically to make like Harry Potter games. So I think ask him to make this like heavy, like multiplayer focused game. That's that they're gonna fuck it up. Let's be honest here. We have so many
Portkey.
developers. Like,
I think they're under Avalanche.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I think so. Where they're listed under Avalanche on like the Steam page. So
maybe.
that's interesting because I didn't know that. But
Know that either. I thought if anything, it'd be like WB Games. What they
well, they're
do
the
under.
publisher,
Yeah.
and then Avalanche is listed as a dev.
Huh. Interesting.
Um, and then I was
Well, even
thinking
then,
of
like,
like,
they don't have a lot of experience with like these massive multiplayer games. Like asking a new dev to do something like that.
yeah, you want people who know how to
Game.
make that. Like get Rockstar to make a Hogwarts online, make like
Yeah.
GTA Online but in Hogwarts.
Yeah. Like I said, get Rockstar to do it or get fucking Blizzard to do it. Someone who knows what they're doing.
Yeah,
Don't make poor Portkey games. Can you imagine like your first game, the first like main AAA game you put out? It's supposed to be this huge like massive multiplayer game. Oh my god! Like we've seen that happen time and time again. They fuck it up. Like no, focus on like a carefully tailored single player experience. And if you want, go into a multiplayer thing later. But I like where this is going right now. I think it's the best thing they could have done for it, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm excited to come out. And some new trailers. We got a new Street Fighter 6 gameplay trailer for newcomer Kimberly and returning fighter Juri Han. This looks cool. Oh my god, every time I see something on Street Fighter 6, dude, I just get more and more excited.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy this. This is the most excited I've ever been for a Street Fighter game. This just looks fucking incredible. I love
so fucking cool.
The art style, just the hip hop fucking graffiti aesthetic is cool as shit. Kimberly looks fucking awesome. I love that they created this character specifically for this. Like, she looks like she's just born for this fucking game.
Yeah, dude, she's so cool. She's like this like hip hop graffiti ninja.
Yeah.
Instead of like smoke bombs, she's like dropping down graffiti cans. That's so cool, dude. Like this is cool as hell, man. I love this so much. Like Kimberly looks so awesome. I fucking love this, dude. Like every time I see more shit on this, I get more and more excited for Street Fighter. Like, fuck, I'm probably gonna pick this day one, dude. Like, this is cool as hell. Oh, then we got Juri Han, who's like a returning character from Street Fighter 4. She was in Street Fighter 5 too, but
yeah,
they even changed her design with this like, kind of neo-punk like hip hop look. Even her hair color got like the aesthetic change to like match up with the rest of the aesthetic for the game. Like this is cool, dude. Like this is really really cool. Like I love they're committing all into this like urban like street culture like look that I love. I haven't seen that since like Third Strike. And even then, like they cranked it up to 11 with this, dude.
Yeah.
Like I love this. Even the character like outfits are like really cool. Like I kind of want to go through like my closet and be like, I gotta fucking fix it, like freshen up my drip game, dude. Like the drip in this game is amazing. Like like every single character outfit has been so cool and unique. Like I love it. I love everything I've seen so far of Street Fighter 6. I love it. Like my god, I cannot wait till this comes out, dude. This might be a day one buy for me. That fight stick I bought can actually get some use now. And I picked this up. Like
yeah, this will be day one for me. I think I didn't get into Street Fighter. I bought it on Steam, and then just like never played it. I played it maybe once or twice, and that was it. It didn't hit for me. But
yeah, I played Street Fighter 4 a lot when that came out, and I played the shit out of that. Street Fighter 4 is like one of my most played Street Fighter games alongside Third Strike. 5, didn't really like do it for me.
Yeah.
But like 6 though, like this looks like it's everything I wanted. Like, this looks awesome.
Hamtaro in the chat says the Evo 2023 dream starts now.
Yeah, dude.
I might, if I like get into this heavy, I might you might see me at Evo.
Dude, same. If I get into this like really heavy, same. I don't expect to win at all, but it'd be cool. We can get a thing out of it, film some content. Definitely it'll be something cool to do for the show. That'd be dope. I'm down. Oh man, this looks great. I can't wait till this comes out, dude. I'm probably gonna pick this up day one. Is there a release date for it yet? 5, 6. Yeah,
I hope so.
2023. Yeah, we don't have a set date yet.
23? It says 23.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bummer.
It is a bummer, but I hope they take their time with it. I hope it comes out fucking solid. I don't want the Street Fighter 5 thing where like we get like a quarter of a game.
That was the other thing about that fucking game. Now you've reminded me why I didn't play that fucking game. is because of like the shitty like marketplace shit that they were doing. Uh, we had to like buy everything.
Yeah, they released the game with very little content from the beginning, and the
Yeah,
intention was to like, get it out in time that it was competitively viable for Evo.
yeah, yeah,
But it fucked up because any casual player was like, "What is this?" There's like
yeah,
nothing to do outside of
yeah,
like the competitive scene. Which, as you bought it for, that's fine. But let's be honest, like most professionals aren't gonna be boosting your sales. Like, let's be honest here. Like, I think Core Gaming has like a very good like video about like not listening to like competitive players when you build your game, and it's very very insightful because at the end of the day, like it's the casuals that are buying up your game.
yeah. That's the other thing about man. The fighting game scene is like is undergoing some transformation, I think, because that Project L, the fucking the Riot Games fighting game, uh,
Yeah,
like they're being made by the Rising Thunder guys
yeah, which was
who
dope. I love Rising Thunder,
yeah.
and
And again, that the concept of that was to like let's like simplify shit so that it's easier for people who aren't familiar with fighting games to kind of have fun with a fighting game and like be
yeah,
competitive in a way. I just love the concept of like how simplified the controls were, but still complex enough that you can get your shit off if you're like good at it.
yeah, and like a game that does that perfectly is the Power Rangers fighting game because I
Oh
explained
yeah,
that there's no inputs for it. It's the Smash Brothers thing. There's a dedicated button for special abilities, and it's input sensitive. So if you're neutral special, it's one attack. If you're directional special, it could be like a fireball or a shot or like a counter. So it's there, and I've talked about the Power Rangers fighting game before. The complexity is still there. Like it doesn't suddenly become like an easy game when you take that shit out. Like no, like Power Rangers convinced me that you can still have a complex and mechanically deep fighter without inputs. And it's really, really fucking good. Like I talked about it a lot before. It's up there with one of my favorite fighting games because of how well it's able to pull off the core fundamentals. And I've been able to get people into it. I've had friends come over who don't really play fighting games. I'm like, okay, so I explain to them like a couple fighting game fundamentals. They pick a character. I'm like, okay, this is what your character can do. This is how to play the game. This is what you want to look for. This is what to punish. This is how, I teach them a couple things. And I've made like fans of the game just with that. People who don't really play fighting. I've had so many friends who are like, oh, I don't really play fighting games. Like, and I show them this and they get into it because that barrier for entry is not there anymore. So to see that new League of Legends game doing the same thing that Rising Thunder was doing, I'm all for it. I am 110% for it. I used to be like, an elitist, like, oh, if you can't do the inputs, don't play. But I've totally changed my mind on now. Like, it's not 100% necessary. I still think it's funner to do inputs, don't get me wrong, but you can still have a viable competitive game without them. And I love seeing that, and I love seeing that we're gonna get more of a fighting game scene out of this. Like it's really cool, dude. I can't wait to see what else comes down the pipeline with the new League of Legends fighting game, Street Fighter 6 coming out. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what else comes out. As a fighting game fan, I'm like super excited. What
My
fighting games
shit
are
cut
you
out
like?
for a second.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
I know. Whereas I was just like talking to myself for like the last like minute and a half. What fighting
Okay.
games like you really into? Have you like really gotten into like fighting games?
Did you hear my Killer Instinct thing?
Nope, not at all.
Okay, so that was the last one I really got into because they also had like a different like system to their thing where it was like you had like a beginner, a combo starter, and then you can chain it into like different other like moves that would chain your combo, and then you would do a finisher to finish your combo. And if you got your finisher off, you can do it as long as you wanted, but you wouldn't get the full damage output unless you did your finisher to like end the combo.
With a finisher. Yeah, a short combo with the finisher did more damage than a long combo without a finisher.
Right, and then if you got like crazy with it, if you got too crazy, at any point your opponent could do a combo breaker and break out of it, and then get you in their combo.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was like this risk versus reward thing of like, okay, if I'm gonna get them in this long ass fucking combo, and then I'm gonna hit them with the finisher, but the longer you draw it out, the more chances that they have to break it. And it was just very intuitive. It was very easy to just get your combos off.
Because it would tell you, like in the game, like here's your starter, here's your linker, here's your finisher. How they work. Here's how to break them. You know, here's how to recognize like what to break and how to break it. Like it's really simple. And once you get that concept, once you get that core down, which isn't hard to get down, you can do some dirty shit in that game that is pretty easy to pull off, and it's just as easy to like counter it too. Like it's really, really cool. I've seen like high level Killer Instinct play. It's a fucking sight, dude. It's really cool.
Yeah. So I think for me, and I think for most casual players, the way to get their attention with a fighting game is just to make them feel like they're good at the game.
Yeah.
Is make the systems kind of basic. But if you get deep enough, there is a level of complexity there that if you get good at it, you can learn more things about how the way it works. I don't know much about what system Street Fighter 6 is using, so if I had any hangups on Street Fighter 6, it'd be that. It'd be like, is this just gonna be like a fucking like normal ass Street Fighter, or are they gonna like try to modernize some of the controls here to kind of get more people into it? Because I'm not good at like memorizing inputs and shit like that, and then getting them off when the situation calls for getting them off, you know.
Yeah, honestly, Street Fighter's pretty traditional. It'll probably just stick to the old formula.
Yeah.
But Street Fighter 5 did a lot to how can I word it? Did a lot to not simplify it, but definitely lower the barrier of entry for some of the gameplay mechanics. You still had inputs and stuff, but I think the timing was a little bit more generous, and the V trigger system that they added, which you can fire off like with a button push, definitely did a lot to like help ease the casual audience in. So I feel like Street Fighter 6 can probably do something similar, but we'll have to wait and see when that comes out. Honestly, I love me some Street Fighter. I'm probably gonna like it either way, whether it's like beginner friendly or not. But I really do hope they do something to make it more beginner friendly.
Yeah.
Because as much as I love the competitive scene for Street Fighter, and as much as I love watching like Third Strike, which is the most like mechanically deep, like competitive Street Fighter game out there, at least in my opinion, no one's playing Street Fighter Third Strike right now at all, except the pros. And if you try to go onto a lobby right now on Third Strike, you get your ass kicked, dude.
Yeah.
You have no chance. So I would love to see like Street Fighter 6 kind of do a good in between that, something that's there to satisfy the depth that pros want to see. At the same time, you know, be a good barrier of entry for new players, which it looks like it might be doing. Because if you remember when we saw that first reveal, they had some like single player adventure mode thing, some open world thing. Yeah. Which that could just be enough to like, you know, ease that casual crowd in. I know some people who buy Mortal Kombat just for the story mode. So that might be enough to like get those sales on Street Fighter. And you know, if you like the story mode, that might get people to try the competitive side. So we'll see. Like we talked about this, it's supposed to be like a quickie, but we talked about it a lot because there is a lot to talk about with what's happening with this. And I'm excited to see what they do, man. I really am. We'll have to wait and see when it finally does come out. But every time I've seen something on this game, dude, I've just gotten more and more and more hyped for it. Like, Yeah, maybe I'm building it up in my head to an expectation it can never really fulfill, but that's what I do. That's a problem I have. Especially because Capcom alone has been on a roll the last couple years, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get a good game here. Um, yeah, moving on. That was a fighting game hour, everybody.
Parappa. We got Parappa in the chat. It says Parappa.
What
Shouts
up,
out to
Parappa?
Shouts out to Parappa.
Yeah, what up, man? We got another trailer, Kirby's Dream Buffet. Got a trailer. I'm still not entirely sure what this is. It's like Monkey Ball, but with Kirby. That's kind of what it looks like.
It's like that, and it's got like a series of mini games.
Kirby is such an interesting game because kind of like the character, you can kind of copy like really any gameplay you want for Kirby, and it'll just work. Like Kirby's probably one of the most malleable like gameplay ideas like ever because you can put Kirby into anything and it'll work.
I think that's how Kirby started, or like the character design was to be this kind of character that you can kind of just shape into anything.
Yeah, and it works really well. Like I've played, God, we got Kirby fighting games, we got Kirby side scrollers, we got a Kirby racing game, and they're solid. I don't think on top, I know you talk about like Platinum's never made a bad game. I don't think Kirby's ever had a bad game. Like objectively, I don't think Kirby's
Yeah.
ever had a bad game.
Oh no, Platinum's had bad games. Let's not get it
They
twisted.
have recently, yeah. They have recently,
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, you must have never played Anarchy Reigns.
No, I also never played Babylon's Fall. So remember that fucking game? No, you don't remember because nobody remembers it. But jokes aside, Kirby's a great game. Like Kirby's a great video game character. Kirby's got some great games out, and this looks like more of that. Like this looks cool. Like I'm not entirely sure what this is. It's like a racing game, mini game collection type thing with like a theme around like eating like sweets, which is cute. I mean, Kirby's a cute character, man. Like
Yeah.
a cute little idea. I guess it's cool to see. You can pre-order it right now on the Nintendo Switch eShop. It is a $15 game. So
Okay.
yeah, so it's not asking a lot for you to go check it out. Go check it out. And on the totally opposite end of the spectrum, you got a Saints Row gameplay trailer.
Yeah.
That's a whiplash going from Kirby to Saints Row. This looks cool. I love Saints Row. I've always loved the like stupid, crazy, like over the top attitude that Saints Row's had. And this is just doing more of that. It's showing off some of the gangs, some of the weapons, equipment, the character, and the settings.
This
There's
game
a whole
looks great.
gang. Yeah, it does. There's a whole gang. The Penteros. It's like they have like claws and shit, like Wolverine. It's insane looking. Like this is so crazy and dumb, and I love it. I'm into it, dude.
This might be the exact kind of game I need right now.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about it, but I look at this and I'm like, I just want to play this.
This looks like a fun, dumb, turn your brain off type of game, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with this. When the first Saints Row I played it when I was in college, around like finals week, and I was so stressed out from finals that I would come home, I play Saints Row, and you can't be stressed and mad when you're spraying literal shit on people. Like you just can't. And it looks like this is what they're trying to go back to that. They're trying to go back to this like crazy, over the top, stupid look to it. And I'm okay with that. This is the kind of game I want. This is the kind of game I need. Now I got a kid on the way. Like this is definitely be a good game. When the kid's to bed, I can sit down and just kind of like turn my brain off and do stupid shit and make myself laugh. Like this looks awesome. I remember when this first got announced, we were kind of hesitant on it because it wasn't showing off enough. But now they showed off so much more of it. I'm
Yeah,
sold, dude.
and there's people who have played this already and said yes, it's great. They said it's like a mix of like Saints Row 2 and 3, which
Okay with that.
sounds good.
Yeah, I love that. I loved all the character and the silliness and mini games you got in Saints Row 2, but I also love like the quality of life changes and just the over the top weapons we got in 3. And something that mixes the best of both worlds. Fuck yeah, sign me up, dude. I'm into it. I'm into it. Let's do it.
This game comes
There's
out in
nothing.
like 2 weeks too, so
Does it really? Oh shit.
yeah.
Damn. Well, not that soon. I'm gonna be like so busy with games, dude. We got so much stuff coming out like soon. My God. Speaking of releases, man, we got releases coming up August 15th. We got Faction Police Squad coming out on PC. What the hell is that? Oh, it's a Doom like. Okay.
Oh, this dude has a what is happening in this screenshot? He's got a gun in his right hand and a belt in his left hand. This reminds me of Pootie Tang.
If you look at the gun, it looks like a sewing machine. Like you see that? It's just me, or
it looks like it looks like something. This is going in the wish list.
yeah, dude, same. This looks cool as hell. Oh, it's got a demo. I'm
Oh,
gonna
it's got a
download the demo.
demo. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. I am downloading this demo now.
Oh, the it's a fucking whip, dude. It's like a grappling hook.
Oh, what?
Yeah, the belt. He's like swinging through it like fucking Spider-Man with the belt.
Oh, hell yes, dude. This is why I love this show. You should get to show me some really cool shit that I would be 110% into. Fuck yeah, I'm sold. I don't want to see any more. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna download the demo, right?
Yeah, this looks fucking awesome.
And in less interesting releases, we got Multiverses coming out. That's getting its actual release August 15th.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looks okay. We've talked about it before. I still haven't played it yet. But just looking at it, I'm like, yeah, it's not going to scratch the same itch like Smash does. If I want to play a platform fighter, I'm going to play Smash.
Yep.
And then next we got Electric Jester 3. Have you heard of these games, the Electric Jester games?
Yeah, they're like traditional like platformers.
No, they're Sonic games, dude.
Yeah, right. They're Sonic games, but they're okay. So this one's actually it looks like a Sonic adventure. I thought they were like 2D.
Sonic Adventure since like 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think hold on. I think the second one was like a Sonic adventure, like yeah. So the first one is the only one that's 2D. Everything after that has been like a Sonic adventure style game.
Okay, yeah, this is the one I have, the first one.
Oh, okay, that explains it. Yeah, I saw the second one and it looks fucking dope. I heard about Electric Jester 2 like forever ago. And it looked really cool. I never had a chance to play it. It's only like $20, the second one, so might be worth checking out. But 3 looks like, more of that. And I'm okay with it. Like Sonic, I've come to like appreciate Sonic in the last couple years because there is a fun gameplay loop there once you get the hang of it. But
Yeah.
yeah, but the problem is
What the
that
fuck? These guys should be making the next Sonic game. What is this? It turns into fucking Initial D? What the hell? Okay, this is going on the wish list.
yeah, dude, there's like some really cool stuff here. The second one is doing a lot of the same things, so check out the second one while you're at it.
Yeah,
Like,
I only knew about that first one. And it was just like a straight up Sonic game. I was like, yeah, this is pretty bug standard, but and I'm not a fan of those 2D Sonic games.
Same, same. Controversial opinion, but there's better 2D platformers out there.
Yeah, Sonic Adventure is where I get on. So
Same.
they're doing that here. I'm like, oh hell yeah.
Yeah, this looks dope. Like this looks really good. Yeah, I like this. August 16th, we got Blossom Tales 2, The Minotaur Prince. It's a Zelda clone. It's
Yeah.
a 2D Zelda clone, which is cool. I mean, the Zelda formula works, man. I'm not gonna say it doesn't. Then we got Roller Drome. Now this is a game that looked really cool.
Yeah. They showed this during, I think it was the Sony conference
Yeah.
or whatever the fuck you want to call it, the Sony thing. And yeah, it's fucking like Max Payne on skates.
Yeah, which I'm okay with. It looks dope as hell.
Yeah.
This looks really, really cool. That's coming out August 16th. I'm probably gonna check out the demo. If there's a demo for it, I would love to try it out. Tribes of Midgard is coming out on Switch, Switch, Xbox One, Xbox Series X. Tribes of Midgard has already been on PC and PS4, so now it's coming to
Yeah.
everything else. And then Way of the Hunter. Oh, that's already coming out.
Oh yeah. They didn't have any dates on anything they showed at that Nordic THQ thing, so
Yeah.
they could have at least said, "Hey, this is coming out." But
A couple days, like less than a week.
yeah, this for like it's like a hunting game, but it's like super like it's got a lot of realism into it. I think that's like it's like a focus on realism. So graphically, it looks awesome. All the weapons and shit are modeled very well.
Yeah. Yeah, this looks really cool. I can see this being like a really good hunting Switch. So again, $15 might be worth checking out. And then after that, hold on, it's loading. We do this live, everybody. Little League World Series Baseball 2022. That's a fucking mouthful of a game. That's coming out on everything: PC, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X. This what is this, like backyard baseball? Remember that? Remember backyard baseball?
I remember Backyard Baseball. I never played it, but
Never played it either.
like if it's fun, the last thing I want is like an actual baseball game. So if this has like some like stupid shit in it, if it's fun, then it could be fun.
Like it might. Yeah, it looks like it might have that, so it'd be worth checking out.
Yeah.
August 18th, we got Curse of Golf dropping on PC, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X. My shit is like not loading. What is this? Oh, it's a golf adventure game. Kind of like that golf RPG. Oh no, but it's more like a 2D puzzle game almost. What
There's
is
boss
this?
fights too. It's a dungeon crawler.
This looks cool. All right, this looks dope.
This is already in my wish list, so I guess I knew about this already.
Oh, and then we got RPG Time: The Legend of Wright coming out on Switch and PS4. Remember this one? It's like that hand-drawn. Yeah, that one I want to check out for a while.
And it has a Steam page, but it's coming to Steam next month, so I'm gonna have to wait for it.
Or you can get it on PS4.
That's not gonna happen.
Then we got Slaycation Paradise that's releasing on everything. That's like a overhead tower defense twin stick shooter, which could be cool.
Slaycation is a good name.
It's a great name. I love that. I wish I thought of it. But yeah, this could be cool. There's so many great games coming out. I love like indie games, dude. There's so much cool shit coming out.
Yeah.
We got Thymesia. It's a action RPG, Souls-like, but with fast-paced combat is what they're promising, which is great because I love more like fast, aggressive style like Souls-like games. I feel like traditional Souls is like too slow for me, to be honest.
Oh yeah, this looks like a Bloodborne.
Yeah, it looks really, really cool. Like I kind of want to check this out now.
I feel like you've seen this.
I feel like I've seen this too. It looks really familiar. Yeah, it's like a mix of like. Actually, it looks more like Devil May Cry than Souls.
Yeah.
Maybe a mix of both. Okay, that's going on the wish list.
That's already on my list, so I guess we did know about this.
Yes, we did too. Because this looks familiar. We probably heard it or talked about it when it got announced or something, but I don't think I've actually. Yeah, it's not on my wish list yet, so I'm adding it now. This looks cool. Then we got We Are OFK. Oh, this is that like interactive EP adventure game for that like band that only has one song.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think the band is the game. The game is the band. They're like a fake band that's focused around this game. Thoughts on hentai?
Who's asking?
That's one of the options in the fucking. It's one of the dialogue options.
Oh shit! Okay. I thought like someone in the chat was asking about hentai. I was like, that's a weird thing to ask. I mean, all right.
It's great. I love it. Dude, I gotta take a shit. So let's
Yeah, let's wrap this up. All right, so August 19th, we got Tale of Paper Refolded. It's a puzzle platformer. It looks pretty dope. Cloudpunk is coming out on PS5. I talked about that already. Looks cool. I heard the creator's kind of problematic, kind of an asshole. So, you know, do with what you want. We got Layerland Story. Yeah, Cloudpunk. I heard the guy who created it's like some alt-right, like gay bashing asshole.
Oh no.
I might be wrong on that actually, so don't quote me on that. But I heard he's like problematic. Oh my god, did I just slander somebody by accident?
Well, I don't know. Let's
keep going. Yeah, let's strike that from the record. I didn't say that. That's how I can go look it up and confirm it. Layerland Story. Again, that's coming out PC and Switch. It's a visual novel, so have fun with that. And Madden NFL 23. I didn't know they're still making Madden games, honestly. So here you go.
I think
Madden fan.
I think it's the last one with Madden's name on it.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Madden is no longer with us. John Madden has transcended into the heavens above. So I don't know if they're removing his name from the franchise now, or if they're just gonna posthumously continue to honor him or dishonor him with these fucking trash games. I don't know. What I do know is that the PC, it's on PC. It's a Steam page for it, and it's not the version of the game that you would get on PS5 and Series X. It is the previous gen version that'll be on PC.
Okay.
So do with that what you will. If you're a PC gamer, you should know by now not to fucking fuck with any of these games. But
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of overlap between like PC gamers and like Madden fans or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's gonna be it, man. That's it for the show. You go take your shit. Tell the people where they can find us first, though.
Guys, you can go to gameoverse.com. You can go to gameoverse.com/Twitch. You can go to gameoverse.com/YouTube. You can go to gameoverse.com/Discord. Did I say Discord already? You can go there, and we have a Discord where we chat with humans and probably non-humans too, if you think about it. But that's where stuff goes down over there, man. So check us out in the Discord. Check us out in the live streams. I want to check out that driving game. What the hell was that game called?
All recreation.
No, the other one, Stunt Fest. I want to check that out. It's gonna be up today, so might do a little bit of that. And yeah, that's gonna do it.
Yep. Thank you everybody for coming on the show. I love doing this. Same time next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Yeah, the outro. There's usually music that plays at this part, but it's like it's busted right now. So we're just gonna gracefully end the show.
Yep. Everyone have fun. Be safe. Get vaccinated if you can, and be excellent to each other.
Yeah. Peace.
Oh, I just Googled it. The Cloudpunk guy wasn't problematic. It was another very similar looking game.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Thanks. Glad we cleared that up. We don't want any beef with the Cloudpunk guy.
It's a very similar looking, also voxel based game called like The Last Night. But yeah. Everybody be cool. Have fun.
Thanks.